Hello, hello. All right, quick update on the 18 unit. Not a huge amount of stuff to update on. Legal side of thing, the LLC, we're getting that created. We had the operating agreement sent to us today to review and go over. So we got that approved and whatnot. And insurance, we have a couple insurance people that are still waiting to hear from. If I don't hear from the one guy tomorrow, I'll probably follow back up with them. But he did say 100% they can get insurance by the end of the year. They're just trying to shop it out and see if they can find the best options. So waiting on that. And like I'm sure I said before, there's two other people that have given us a quote that said they could do it by the end of the year as well. A little more than we had in the underwriting. Right now the insurance is about $8,400. I underwrote at $15,000 and they're coming in the low 16. So it'll be $1,200 to $1,500 more than underwriting, $100 a month. So not a huge issue, and waiting on that. I've had to send in a couple things they've requested, different paperwork, inspection information, what we plan to do for rehab, just asking kind of the status of some things. So I'm sending that in. And then with the lending, the appraisal is tomorrow, and they say they'll have it back Friday. So here's hoping. But the lending, we've had not really too many requests on stuff for that. Well, actually, no, we did. I had sent them kind of my breakdown of rehab and our budget. And, like we have our own personal financial statement. We have a schedule of real estate. Some banks take the ones we have. This one wanted everything on their own. So I had to go through and do some paperwork that they wanted specifically on their forms, one of which was the rehab, the scope of work. So just going through and breaking down what we're getting done, what our budget is, and we'll have to update it as we go throughout the project, because they had, a column from here for here's our budget, and then another column for spend to date. And then there's a third column I think might have been, I can't remember what the last column was. I don't remember if it was just over under budget or if it was something else. But obviously right now it's just putting in what our budget is and explanations. They want details on, just to get an idea of what the property is going to be worth afterwards. So, instead of just saying countertops, it's going to be solid surface granite type countertops. Not just putting in new flooring, it's what type of flooring are we putting in. Luckily, we only need to do flooring in a couple of units. So just trying to be detailed and giving as much information as we can about what we're looking to do. Luckily, overall, it's basically kitchens. The bulk of our budget is kitchens, which is the new cabinets and countertops. And then so our rehab budget's about $205, and I think it's 30 something thousand of that is a roof. And I think our plan is, so we had one of the agreements with the seller, because we had them go through, and after our inspection and we got the inspection report, we went through that and said, okay, we want a bunch of these things fixed. The roof was one of those things that we wanted fixed. And the roof company that they hired, I actually haven't even looked at it yet. John did look at it. That's more his area of expertise, but they had before and after pictures what they fixed, because there was an active leak, and they have a 3-year guarantee on the roof, no leaks. So we'll go through as we're going through the project and the rehab, and we'll see, hey, are we over budget? Are we under budget? And are there things that came up that we decided to do that we originally didn't? And really just stay focused on that budget. But if we're still within budget and we still have some money to spend, we might just go ahead and get the roof done it's going to need to get done in the next 3 to 5 years. So if we're coming in and we haven't found other things that we want to do, because one of the things that we are considering doing is converting the heat away from a boiler into electric heat. So we might decide, you know what, we'd rather convert the units to electric heat and just put away for a roof over the next few years and then do a roof in 3 to 5 years. But we're going to kind of play that by ear, get quotes on what that would cost. We don't know what that's going to cost yet. So they could come back and say, yeah, that'll be 20,000 total, or they could come back and say that'll be 100,000 total. So we have not gotten quotes on that, so we don't know what that's going to cost. There was another building we looked at that we were told they did it for like 45 to 50,000, and I think that was a 24 unit, but I can't quite remember. So we'll get that quoted and we'll look at that. So there's the definite rehabs of fixing the porches, doing the kitchens, painting, a few new vanities, and just cleaning them and getting them rent ready. And then there's, okay, how are things looking? What's the quote to convert to electric? Do we want to spend that money now? Do we want to do the roof now and just kind of play it by ear and see how things are renting? If we're getting the rents that we were hoping to on the higher end as opposed to the lower end. So there's the must-do list, and then there's the, okay, as we go through the project and get quotes, we'll figure out which ones of these we want to do. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So we are sort of in a waiting game. Anytime I see an email, I'm just trying to quickly respond to it, get everything back, and make sure they have everything they need to keep moving forward. But yeah, we still are being told we'll be good to close on the 30th of December. Our contractor, he wanted to get back into the unit, so I emailed him the information today that the appraisal is tomorrow at 10 a.m. I just found that out. I don't know if he's able to make it yet. I actually need to text him. I haven't heard back from him on email, so I want to shoot him a text. But we just got that this afternoon. So hopefully he can make it. He wanted to just walk through a few of the units again just to kind of refresh and kind of start to plan. Because we want to hit the ground running. We want to start as soon as we close. I mean, ideally, New Year's Eve, but I'm sure that's not going to happen. It'll probably be the 2nd of January, 2nd or 3rd. But we want to start as soon as we can, get these units turned, get them cleaned. There are a few units that are vacant that are pretty much ready to rent. A little bit of touch up we'll have to do, but a day's worth, and they'd be ready for pictures and ready to post immediately. A couple of the units, which is good. So we're just gonna start chopping away at it and going unit by unit. The easiest ones with the least amount of work, just get those done and listed and start to get some tenants in there, and then just keep going through the units as the ones that are already vacant and then the ones that become vacant as we go. So that is our game plan, but yeah, we're hoping that there's not going to be too many more requests from the lender. We'll see what else they send and what else they do request. I know they'll want the LLC paperwork. Other than that, there's nothing outstanding that they need or said that they need. So I'm hoping there's not too many requests, but for anyone that has purchased a property, lender requests just always seem to trickle in. There's always something they want. I feel like our last refi, we were sending them stuff, I think we had to send them stuff on the day we closed. So I feel like we're never in the clear with lender requests, but we're excited. We're looking forward to it. Everything's still looking like it's going to happen. We're going to be squeezing in there just before the end of the year. And yeah, so if you have any questions on anything, on where we're at, what we're doing, want me to go into more detail about anything, put it in the comments. I'd be more than happy to elaborate on anything, talk about anything that I haven't yet, and give any details that I may have omitted, or if there's just something specific that you want to know, let me know. And we will keep everyone posted and sharing as we continue on with these last couple weeks to get this deal done and get this project started. So it's been a ride, but we're looking forward to it. So thanks for following along.